So Norm Grondin says, can you speak to the symbolism of Advent wreath and candles? Also, any recommendations of things to do, not to do during the Advent season? I mean, I think the symbolism of candles, let's say, are pretty much always the same, just depending on the circumstance. They usually have to do with focusing, in terms of, you focus something, you focus your intention on a candle, and you light the candle, and then that flame going up, is carrying your intentions up to heaven. I mean, obviously, it's a symbolic gesture. So you focus your attention, you light the candle, and then that candle, that flicker becomes that spark of your intention, which is now being carried up in a prayer. All right. And so that's usually what candles in the religious sense have to do. But they can also be related to memory. And it's very close. It's very close in the sense that we light a candle to remember the dead. And I think that we light a candle also to remember in the time of Advent. If you see the wreath and the candle together, you can kind of understand what it's about, in the sense that it also has to do with this darkening. I talk about this all the time in my videos, about the idea that from, as we move towards Christmas, we're moving towards the solstice, we're moving towards the shortest days, and so lighting candles in that time has to do with a kind of preserving of memory, preserving of the memory of light, and a preserving of, it's almost like a preserving of hope, you could say, something like that. It's so lighting a candle can also be a sign of hope. Hope and memory are related. It's weird for people to think that, but hope and memory are related in the sense that it's like keeping today that which was in the past, or that which will come in the future. It's like you're keeping it today. You're mindful of it now. And so that, I think, is what lighting candles are. And so the candle and the wreath. So the wreath seems to have to do with the idea of something green in a time where everything's dying, like to have something green to remember as you're moving towards the solstice, as you're moving towards towards death. You're preparing the notion of this light that's going to come in the darkness, that this new life which is going to appear at Christmas. All of these images seem to be related to each other. I'm sure the wreath has a lot of other connotations that I'm missing now, and that if I thought about it, they would probably come to me. And so what to do, not to do during Advent. I mean, I think you have to follow the tradition of your church. There, different people do different things. Like in the Orthodox Church, there's actually a fast during Advent, which is not as strict and is not as practiced. Like, I find the Advent fast very difficult to follow, just because all my family is in Orthodox, and then people start having holiday season way before the 24th. Like, they start having parties, and you are invited, and so you engage with people more. It's more important to engage with people rather than fasting. So I find the fast, Advent fast, very difficult. The Lent is easier for me, at least. But yeah, people fast. And it's difficult. Like, even for me, like, I can see in my family, I've been kind of trying with my kids to kind of remind them that, like, preparing for the Christmas season, Advent is like it's like a time of it's not a time of celebration yet. It's almost like a time of meditative calling, of preparing yourself for the celebration. But everything is all mixed up now. So it's just Christmas, like, right away. It's all Christmas because we're all decorating and getting ready. So it's tough. It's tough to have actual Advent practices.